Sometimes when people think about changing their lives, doing that healing work, becoming their dream woman, stepping into that whole new identity, it can feel overwhelming, right? This is too hard. Or maybe you started off excited and you're motivated, you're being consistent, and then something happens, you spiral, you fall back into some of those old habits that you had, old thoughts, old patterns, and then boom, what do you tell yourself? See, it's not working. I'm failing. What's the point? And you just want to give up at this point. Hello, beautiful souls. I'm so glad to have you. If you are new, welcome to my page. If you are coming back, I'm so glad to have you back. And my name is Cassie. On this page, we talk all things of healing, self-love, and self-care. And of course, becoming your dream woman. So I am making this video to tell you something really important. That you're not failing, right? If that sounded something like you're going through right now, just know that you are not failing. And nobody is perfect in this world, right? Some people try to put themselves up as some perfectionist person, and online there's so many people that are faking the funk, but we are all human, right? And we all make mistakes, and there's just no way to get around that. So instead of looking at your life like one big overwhelming transformation, I want you to start living day by day. If you spiraled yesterday, okay. If you went back into some old habits, okay. That does not define you. When you wake up in the next morning, I want you to say, today is a new day. Today I choose to be her. Today I will start again. Because that's how you transform. And that's how transformation actually happens. It's not done through perfection, but it is done through consistency. Your identity shift, your healing journey, none of this is linear, right? It comes with its own ups and downs, highs and lows. There's going to be good days and there's going to be hard days. There will be days where you are feeling powerful, aligned, and confident. And oh, those are amazing days. So make sure that you are really, truly grateful for those. And then there will be days where you start to think negative thoughts, that you start to doubt yourself, that you don't believe that things are possible. And then you start, maybe even to react like that old version of you. And that's okay. That is actually part of this process. But you just don't want to stay there, okay? And every single day, I want you to ask yourself, who am I becoming? And once you have the vision of your dream self, write down 5 to 10 things. How does she act? What does she do daily? How does she take care of herself? What are some of her routines? And what does she think? Because now you have a blueprint. And I just actually, not some of your routines, right? I misspoke. I want you to figure out what are all of her routines, because that's going to be important, not just some, all of them, in order to truly get the blueprint of the person that you are trying to become, right? Here is the key. You're not focusing on just one area. Right? So if you are feeling like one area feels super hard, you can still show up in other areas as well. And that helps build momentum. Let's be real for a moment. Not every part of your transformation is going to be easy, right? If it was, everybody would be doing this work. Parts of this transformation is going to require deep healing, some time, effort, and emotional work. And that is all normal and part of the process. So don't feel that, guilty about needing to put this effort or anything in, because it is all important work that you're doing. And I know, people say, well, you can have it all right now. And sure, maybe the small things you can have it all right now, but for these bigger, for you to create a whole new life, a business, a dream home, a new identity, well, that's going to take some time, because the business takes time to build, dreams take time to unfold, and you take time to evolve. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because the short story is, I used to feel like I am a huge failure in this process, because the videos that I was watching was like, oh yeah, you could just basically shift into this new person without any, made it sound like it was so effortless, it was so easy, and it just happened all of a sudden. But it just wasn't, at least for me. If it is for you, hey, high five that. But I'm telling you, from my experience, it wasn't. I want my message to be real and authentic, and that is how I talk on here. I don't give you any fake hopes that you're going to be able to do this and it's easy, and that you're going to become this new version of you overnight. It is a process. Anything that is worth having is always a bit of a process, so remember that. And if something feels off, don't sit there and obsess over it. Instead, ask, what is going right now? Focus on the areas where you are showing up, where you are improving, where things, feel good to you. Because what you focus on, that's what actually grows, right? If you have gone through some trials and tribulations in your life, now I can't seem to shift my life. Well, because you keep on focusing on the negative things that happened in the past. So we got to really change that mindset and start focusing on the good, even if our reality isn't truly reflecting the goodness. We might have to pretend for a little while. So then, we can do it. But even find the goodness in the little things. Like yesterday, the sun was shining. It was a little chilly, but it was still so beautiful, because there was light out, and after going through the dark winter, it was just so nice to see the sun shining all day long. And that truly gave my heart a lot of happiness. I was in a good mood. It was a beautiful day. So just know that every day is a beautiful day. Today it's a little gray out there, but it's still beautiful, because you know what? I got to wake up today. I got to be here to talk with you today. So just remember, every day is a blessing, especially if you are able to wake up and see something new today. If something ends up triggering you, that's information, that's data. That is your sign that it's time to go a bit deeper. That night, sit with whatever triggered you, journal about it, reflect upon it, because if it's still, if it's something that is still triggering you, then there's still healing that needs to be done. And that's not a bad thing. So don't think that it's a failure, that you're not doing things right, because there's different layers to this, right? I wish, if you were betrayed, right, in some way. Well, there's levels of betrayal, and there is different things that you're going to need to heal in order to get over that betrayal, to feel more calm and collected and things like that. So just know that it's okay. And, you didn't develop your current mindset overnight, right? I kind of sprinkled this in a little earlier, but I'm going to sprinkle it in again. And, your current mindset came from years of different experiences. So don't expect to show up one week and voila, everything is suddenly great. You've became this new version of you. That's not how this works. I wish it did sometimes, but unfortunately it's not. And, this is something that you're going to build over time, and you're going to feel terrific at the end because you are building a new version of you. You're going to be able to reflect back and say, wow, look how far I've come. In the beginning of my journey, I had to focus on, my self-concept because I didn't believe that I was capable, that I was worthy, I didn't feel good about really anything. And when you feel unworthy, you won't believe in your dreams neither. You won't think that they are even possible for you. So if you're feeling right now like you can't do this, it doesn't mean that you're failing. It just means that you need deeper healing. You need to rebuild your self-worth, your self-concept, and you need to expand what you believe is possible. And let me tell you something powerful. God did not create us to live this miserable life. That's not your purpose. We are in a time of awakening. Things are shifting, and you are shifting even if you can't fully see it yet. But here's the truth. You are a co-creator with God. And so when you are a co-creator, God will help guide you. God will open doors for you, but you have to meet him halfway. You have to do some of this work so you can become ready for these things. There was a time when I was feeling frustrated because my business wasn't growing. But here's the truth of it all. I truly wasn't ready. I didn't have my website up and running. I wasn't fully showing up, especially the way, that he wanted me to show up. I wasn't positioning myself as a successful woman. So how could things have grown? Well, now, thankfully, I've had to go through those trials and tribulations. I've learned a lot from that time frame. And guess what? Now I have my website. I've created my programs. I have my structure. There is a path now for my success to come in. And that's when things started opening up. And if you want better health, you can't ignore your habits. You want success, you have to build that foundation. You want a new life? Well, you have to start showing up like that version of you now. So here is what I want you to do. Stop worrying about what happened yesterday. Stop stressing about what may happen next week and just focus on today. What can I do today to become her? That's what I want you to ask yourself. Even if it's small, even if it's imperfect, because of those small daily actions, they will eventually change your life. The small daily actions are actually better than just one big action, because small actions are sometimes what makes the biggest differences in our lives. It is 2026. This is your time to shine. It's your time to rise. It is your time to evolve. It is your time, baby, to become your dream woman, your dream man, your dream self. And it all starts with you. If you are needing help with your healing, I will put my website into the description if you have any questions or anything like that. And then I also will post my free Facebook group also into the description. So if you're on this journey and you would just like to have support and be around other people who are doing this along with you, come join me. I am in there almost every day talking and just trying to share inspiration and tips and tricks and different things like that. So I love you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.